Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest and this is part of the 100 days of junk journaling ideas with Rach and Bella Crafts. Now I have to start out with a big I'm sorry. I have been traveling and this video is late, and I have to thank the gracious Rachel who yes, was just so gracious when I discovered that I was in the city of Melbourne, Australia, instead of being home in my nest when I was supposed to be filming. So I've come home and I'm so excited. This is the first time my fingers are touching paper after like probably 2 weeks on the road. And so it is the joy that I share as we make with paper. So Rachel and Bella have a new kit out, and I've just, so the theme for this week is collaged and layered, and that is me all over. I adore this approach to journaling. So I thought I'd just share with you some thoughts I've had. I've printed out, instead of the entire kit, I thought I would be selective. And if you've watched my other videos in these collaborations, I usually print and tea dye, and this time I've done it a little bit differently. And for the first time, I've also printed on card. So this is part of, I've done a combination of pages from the journal kit, and I can't say it in French, but it's like French botanicals, and so this beautiful French flavor is going through it. So these are I'm going to make these journaling cards, and just we'll see where that takes us. And then these are backgrounds, and this is actually paper that I had from Rach and Bella from their other kit, and I thought as a combination we might get some double-sided. You know, my rule, and we don't like rules often, but it is never throw anything out. So there was something that I didn't use, so I've printed this beautiful background on that, and this was a darker tea-dyed piece of paper already, so I love that. And there's almost like a moon shining through there. This was a piece of tea-dyed paper, and again it was lighter, so you just get this beautiful vintage variation before you even start. I particularly love this page. For me, it's got so many elements that can be the feature of layering. So we're going to play with that. And I did this page as well. So it has beautiful butterfly, it has the flower, and yeah, we're going to have a play. Alongside me, I have this journal that, if you don't like brights, you need to close your eyes, but this is look at me. I love layer and collage and texture so much that I stroke everything. So this is a cover that still needs some work, but it is containing these vintage pages, and gradually, and these are Rach and Bella's with a combination of dictionary pages, a little bit of cross stitch and grid, some vintage paper, and that's what I thought we'd work in today. So the idea is that we will layer and collage some pages, and I've got some bits here like a signature that I've previously made. This is Edith Holden, a little package with fabric, piece of my, I call this paper fabric. So that's a great example of layering, and also pieces, any piece of paper that comes into my life moves around. Okay, so let's get started, and I need to ask how you are going. As creatives, I think we need to recognize the absolute joy of journaling and making. Now I'm going to use this little cutter, and let's hope I'll just prop these up a little bit so there's plenty of room for you to see. I didn't worry about printing with, what's that up there? Oh, that's paper. I've got some other bits. I was recently in New Zealand, and my beautiful friend Zoe bought me this. She found it in an op shop, but it's beautiful paper, and like that's years and years worth in there, so I want to keep that close. Paper packages. So this was from a shop in Nelson called the Little Beehive. So everything in this neutral, I like to call them naturals, will go with each other. Okay, so back to, I'm wondering what journaling ideas you are particularly enjoying at the moment. I'm going to just make wild decisions that aren't based necessarily on the divisions. Nothing like a snap of the paper cutter. I'm a really basic equipment person. I have lots and lots of things that I don't use very much. And when it comes down to it, if you are a beginner journaler, that's what I would say. Ruler, scissors, paper cutter. I use just glue stick. This one's a blue stick, and double-sided tape. That gets me most places that I need to go. All right, so little cards there, and I actually am enjoying, as I said, this is the first time I've used a heavier card. I have to say congratulations to Rachel for this beautiful kit. Everything I see I love, and that's why I love being part of this collaboration. Look at that bathtub. How gorgeous is that? And that's interesting in itself. So let's put those aside. And let's have a look at doing some collage here. Now I'm going to do an experiment. To see whether I can tear neatly out. Well, not tear neatly, but just, I love the sound, number one. So we're just getting some pieces that we could, yep, get the feel of. I'm tempted to get the sewing machine out, but I'm doing another one of these videos. I might even have to do it way early to make up for this one being late, with fabric and paper. So I might not do it today and just relish in. Okay, I love, 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 love this page. Will we do it? and then we'll get into the journal. Sometimes it's nice to leave a little bit of that white down there, but I can see that that could be 2 bits. So remember, these background pages are so versatile. And so what have I used? 6 pieces of paper that I already had. So in that true junk journaling spirit, our paper goes a long way. All right, let's get started. When I put signatures together, I like to use a range. And I deliberately, I hope it doesn't annoy you, I like to, I need to almost feel my bits to get the inspiration for where I get started. Make this a story. Okay, I've put this on a blank page. I've got those flowers showing, and my eye is going to say we need a feature here that will link those two. What if we make a pocket? Pocket that could potentially wrap around. Yep. So that the story continues on this side. Might even do this as a cluster. Okay. And we'll layer something like that on top. Okay, I think I dropped my glue, which is not a good thing in my excitement. Oh no, I didn't. Something else fell. We'll soon discover that. All right, so let's put this on here. Let's get this stuck down. Oh, that could have been nice, but I won't do that yet. A little bit of, and of course you can use whatever your preferred medium of sticking is. So that's going on that side. We've got room here. Now I'll stick underneath. So you can see I just make things up as I go along. Now I know a lot of you are watching from the Northern Hemisphere, so happy spring. I hope it's starting to break through for you. We are in autumn here, and so I love autumn. here's that little card as a journaling card that could go in there. Got some layers happening. Let's round the corners and oh gosh, that was probably haven't emptied this in a while. Let's try up here again. There we go. So we have a tea-dyed plain piece of paper. We have this beautiful image from the digital. We have the background layered here. We've got a layer upon there, and we've got a journaling card. And it could be, so I thought of adding Rachel and Bella there. It could be that we will still put something else. I like to see what the words are. And the green grass grew all around. Well, that goes with the kit, and it adds interest. So it's like our clothes. Foundation, your basics, and then layer upon layer. Now similarly, when I find the right thing under my finger, we could put a tag on here to lift that out. We could put a ribbon in it, make a hole. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so let's continue the story over here. So simple as that, we could, let's do that. Instead of talking about it, let's just do it, Kate. I will take that little bit off there. Let's just use the scissors. That goes in there. I was just looking, I needed to look up the website, and I just saw that Rachel and Bella run retreats, and I thought, oh, wouldn't that be amazing? So just because that edge was there, I'm going to build this page down from the right hand corner. And just for curiosity, these are, and for the lovely I'm thinking we might do a series. Oh, we could do a packet first. Like that. And so that every time you pick up a layer, you go, oh, so this is a bit plain there. What have we got? From the kit. Botanicals are wonderful, aren't they? Just a dream to work with. So that's going to jazzy up. it. It's going to sit in there like that. We need, there's something, actually let's do a piece of this same paper. Across there. So, I mean, collage is really layering, isn't it, really, when you think about it? My favourite things. Yep. All right, let's decide on some favourite pieces to go in here. Because this is already tea dyed, it'd make, now this is one I would probably choose to stitch onto something else. And I've got a pocket here. Okay, let's just do a chop. Here. Thinking I want one of these little bits of the kit. That would be perfect. So we'll have a little flower sticking out of there. We've got this as, let's trim the bottom here. There, got the big pocket, and then we'll have another I want to save that. I want a smaller bit. Then we had this flower. So what if we use this, and let's fussy cut that. Maybe I don't like my fussy cut. A fraction shorter. So the idea is like that. So there we go. See, that looks plain now compared to all these layers. So sometimes just keep going and going because it takes a while to get into the groove. All right, now for this page. Okay, now sometimes we can use, hold like that, to our advantage. manuscript. Let's just put that down now so we know that that's going to happen. Makes this manuscript page stronger as well. So this is going to be like a little book. And now we need something on here to keep telling the story. A little bit more off. Now you might be someone who likes to put everything up the right way. It's just my sense of quirk that I love a garden going in all directions, and sometimes I can remember which way the stapler goes. We'll see if I've got any staples in here. I have, but I pressed that badly. Let's do one here. And we could put, it's too similar, but we'll come back and put something in there. So we're going on in our journal. We've got this as the beginning, story, journaling space, interest, turn over here, lots of potential for little messages, cards, something in the packet. Manuscript here. Oh, what's a fold out for curiosity, and a feature here. So that would obliterate the whole. I regret having that up there, so let's go back to some pieces. I don't, regret's the wrong word. There's too much space up there, so normally I would to do things like this. You can't read the words because it's upside down. It's beautiful. Maybe we need like a belly band. Yes, to marry that with that. Now, if you don't like the white, you can always get a what's this called? Distress oxide. Okay, let's put, I cut it a bit short, but that's okay. beautiful. Let's round it as well. That can go in there. I like that. Although there's still a bit of space in there. Glue stick. Does this happen to you? It's I find the lid. Everything seems to roll off my table. Even when okay, so we're just going to use our imagination because it's nearly time for me to go. That's going to stick there and that's going to come under there. So the curiosity, we have the layering of that with this, like talking to each other, and this page here will fold out with another piece, and then the story, you see, continues onto there. So probably I need to say to be continued, although I'd like to leave you with something finished there, all because of a missing glue stick. It's a note to self to remember to have a spare one. See, actually, I might, the way my mind is thinking would be to mirror this beautiful colour. Okay, I think without a glue stick, it's the one thing that I need more than anything. So I'm going to leave it there and hope that that has given you some ideas for your own journaling using this beautiful pack of digitals by Rach and Bella. See, everything goes together. It's just pure beauty. And as I said, to be continued. Thank you so much for joining me in my nest. I'm Kate in the Nest. If you hadn't heard of me before, I absolutely love making and creating, and I do all sorts of things. And I'm really honoured to be part of the collab, and once again, apologies for being a little bit late this time. It won't happen again. Have a great day, stay well, and bye for now.